So I recently had a really bad experience with AliExpress. Wow. I will tell you, I'm never buying from that website again. So let's get right into it. I purchased some headlights for my vehicle on AliExpress. They came in. Of course, they didn't work because it's AliExpress, right? And I wanted my refund. I sent the items back. Long story short, guys, it took me like, I'm not even lying. They got the product maybe like a month and a half ago. I just got my refund like 2 days ago. Now, granted, I'm grateful that I got the refund, but to wait a month and a half after the seller receives the item, it left a really bad taste in my mouth. And the reason I'm telling you guys this story is because there's a lesson to learn this when you're doing business in any capacity. When you are in business, whether you're a realtor, any business owner, an entrepreneur, or a friend, a family, whatever the case is, when it comes to business, whether you're lending somebody money, somebody has to pay you back, or whatever the case is, you always want to do good business. If you're a realtor who gets bad reviews, or people are like, wow, that realtor doesn't know what he's doing, doesn't know what he's talking about, guess what? You're probably not going to get referrals from that person that you helped. If you're in any business, whether you're serving food and the customer gets a bad experience, well, guess what? They're probably not going to come back, and they're not going to refer you anybody. In my business, guys, as some of you know, I am a realtor. I am a licensed and insured realtor here in Florida, or in South Florida, or in all of Florida for that matter. But I've learned, guys, that the most important part of my business is the referrals. And I will tell people, hey, if you're not happy, don't do this. If you're not happy and you don't want to sell, don't sell. If you're not happy and you don't want to buy, don't buy. Because my main priority is always going to be your happiness. And I repeat, every client that I've worked with, I probably have said this one too many times, but I want it always ingrained to the head of my clients that you need to be happy in order for us to work, and for this to work, this relationship, it has to be that you're happy. And I think a lot of businesses, or a lot of people that do any type of business, they forget that the main part of business is customer satisfaction. With that being said, the customer is not always right, and I'll be very honest with you. But I believe that every business, anybody that's in the business of doing any business, should always try to make the client happy. You don't want to take money when people are pissed off. It's just not a good look. And again, you want to be able to make the client happy so that they're happy and they can refer you more business. Because at the end of the day, we all work off of leads. Whether you're a server, or you're in the restaurant business, or you're a realtor, or you're a CPA, or a barber, any capacity, guys, you always want to do good business so that you get those referrals. What I learned in AliExpress is, well, you know what? I'm never buying off AliExpress. And guys, the headlights that I ordered, they were like $1,000 that I ordered. It wasn't like $100 purchase. But you know what? Because of how bad the experience was, AliExpress has lost me as a client for the rest of my life. They lost those big purchases that I could make to them and purchase from them. I will never buy from AliExpress because the experience was so bad. I'm gonna probably stick to eBay or local shops where I live, or honestly American made products, because Chinese products I don't think are that great. But anyway, it's the truth, guys. When you're doing business, make sure you're doing good business. Make sure that you're doing it with the right intentions. Doing business is not all about taking money from the client. It's about providing value. So when that client leaves, they can say, wow, Joel was such a good realtor, man. I love how he made me feel. I love how he spoke to me. I love how he was concerned about my happiness. And he told me out of his mouth, if you're not happy, please don't do this. And again, that applies to all businesses, guys. Don't be like AliExpress that just want to take your money and are hard to give back the money. You always want to do good business. Again, the client's not always happy, but as a business owner, an entrepreneur, in all types of fields, you always want to worry, or not worry, but you always want to make the client the priority. Because remember, without clients, the business doesn't run. I hope this helps some of you that are in a business or starting a business, or maybe have done some funny business. Because hey, in South Florida, there's a lot of funny business that goes on. Do good business. Make sure it's the right business. Good business is good business is good business. Hope you guys have a great day.